He comes from a lineage of great sages, yogis, and saints from India. He began his spiritual journey at the age of 7 and was fully realized by the age of 14. During this time, he delved into different practices and acquired mastery over Tantra, Mantra, Yantra, Aghori practices, and Yaksha sadhana. He was a siddha, and many masters, saints, and sages used to visit him in solitude to gain wisdom and guidance from him since the tender age. Although he has been helping humanity since childhood, he never disclosed this part of him to the world, and only the advanced yogis and masters were aware of his divine presence. Only in the last 2 years he chose few people from the world and started guiding them in their spiritual paths, and those who have been closely associated with him have witnessed many miracles in his presence. Despite being a family person, he is a yogi and intends to help people entangled in this world achieve Jivan Mukti, liberation while being alive. He is truly in the world but not of the world, and if you really want to understand him, look him beyond his physical appearance and just sit with him, and you will never be the same again. In his presence you will transcend your body and mind and experience the state of Sat, absolute truth, Chit, pure consciousness, Ananda, eternal bliss. Let us fold our hands in front of his divinity and with a heart filled with gratitude and love welcome our spiritual guru, the realized soul, and our enlightened master, Guru Minash Mishra.
Om Shivam Shivakaram Shantam Shivatmanam Shivottamam Shivamarga Pranitartham Pranamami Sadashivam Pranamami Sadashivam Pranamami Sadashivam. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Prithvi Shanti Antariksha Shanti Sarvam Shanti. Aham Brahmasmi. So good morning everyone. Okay, and good evening to the people from the other parts. Swagat hai to the Matrika Rahasya Part 3. So I believe like we are learning so many things through this, the hidden aspects of this topic that is not available or might not have been spoken. And here we are unfolding it and walking into the consonants. And now I know like after last week's session, many of you might be waiting, okay, when is the alphabet coming for my name? So good. So that curiosity should always be there, because that curiosity keeps you on the path. That curiosity always propels you to the next level. The curiosity always brings new aspects of life. And that's how you discover the simplest ways in which you decode the toughest of the things in life. So today we are going to start with the K burger. And while speaking about the K burger, there are so many aspects to that you are going to absolutely love it, because we will decode what the meaning of the Matrika especially is. Then we will have mantras, then we will have the chantings that will be done through the mantras. Then there is a Sukshma Rahasya, जिसे मैं सूक्ष्म महारहस्य कहता हूँ. Because why Sukshma? Because it is very subtle. Maharahasya, because it is blatant in front of you and yet you are not able to see that. And you will see like how many of your aspects are actually already controlled by it, or rather influenced by it. And you are doing it even without knowing it. So I'm going to decode that also for you within this K Varga itself. Then finally, we will do the chakra meditation for the K Varga as well. So let me see how much we can cover. I'm trying my best to bring it as small, to make it as simple and as short as possible. But there are certain things that cannot be skipped. Okay. So in order to begin this process, are we all ready? Are we all set? So just close your eyes. And the first thing that you say to your own self is absolutely as if the Atman is speaking to this body and mind. And you simply say, Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And when you look at this space of your own with your closed eyes, I just want you to look at all the alphabets that you know. If you have ever seen the Sanskrit alphabets or the Hindi alphabets, just look at them and look at them with not just the aspect of studies, not only the aspects of education, but as an aspect of the divine expressing itself in that way. And this day you walk into that path where you again look at the different aspects of the matrikas and just pray that they reveal their secret to you. Because without their permission, without their grace, how could you or how could we be even able to know them? So if they appear in front of us, we not only look at them as mere letters, we look at them as the Shakti, as the goddess in action. And with that, I would like to bring out, because this session I have named it the consonants, the beginning of it. And that's where I say the dances of the form. Because every sound that you are hearing is the sound of the goddess. Because every sound is a goddess and every silence is her lover. Because the sound is dancing on the silence. So when you are silent, it's like Shiva. And when the words and the sounds appear on it, it's as if Shiva has become that space on which the Shakti is dancing. So it's the intertwining of duality where silence and the words dance together. You might have seen when many of the people look at the aspects of Kali and they see like Shiva is lying down on the ground and Kali is standing on him, on his chest, keeping 1 foot on him. Or when you look at the Kamakhya Devi, where you see Shiva is lying as a corpse and Devi is sitting over that. Can you see that aspect is nothing else but the aspect of showcasing how words are standing over silence, how words are dancing over that silence. So that is as subtle as that. Just like we all walk on this ground even without realizing that we are walking on something. It's just like that dance. You just wake up in the morning, you don't even think where I have to keep my feet. The ground is already available. And you just get up and walk. Similarly, when Shakti awoke, she found a space, the space of Shiva. And now we will come to realization like how the space and all these things, what Akshara, what Matrika represents those spaces, how Shiva and Shakti continue to play through these alphabets, through these Matrikas. Are we ready? So there we begin our journey for this day, because always remember, when you speak something unconsciously, you will create chaos. Because when I don't know what I am speaking, I will always create a chaotic situation. But when you speak as Shiva, the world will align itself. And now we all know that the Matrikas don't just form words, they form the worlds altogether for us. And when you are hearing all these things from me, and the moment you feel like, yeah, whatever he's saying seems to be true, how do you know that? You know it from the depth of your core, because the sound that you are hearing, it is like, it's not like something that is coming from outside. And that's why I say sound is not heard, it is remembered by the soul. It's just your soul remembering that I know all these things and this is just reappearing. And now your mind sitting here nods its head and says, I agree. Or else, how do you feel so connected to all these things? How do you even feel that connectivity with anything that is being spoken in this way? Because somehow or other you know that it exists and that's how you connect. Now, how does it feel so close to you? Even if you are hearing through this body for the first time. Because it's not being spoken to the mind. The mind has just become a instrument here. The body has just become a vessel through which you are trying to rehear what you already know. And that's where we remember that a single sacred syllable, which is uttered consciously, can change lifetimes. Because if you have been living in darkness, a single ray of light can change everything for you. So when we are going to talk about the vowels were like the pure consciousness, as we have started from to a. So those were pure consciousness. Now they join with consonants, the vibrations, the form. The universe begins to take a shape now. And each consonant is going to be a deity, each a Shakti, expressing some aspects of the divine. And what I want you to do is not just listen, let us feel them one by one. How do you feel them? As if the movements of the cosmic dance that is happening, the dance that's happening in your breath, the dance that is happening within you, the dance that's happening outside. So here we begin like the ka, kha, ga, gha, and na. So in a brief, if you want to know, I just throw some light and then I will elaborate that. Ka stands for the boundary of existence. Because the shabd, the word ka, is where the time begins. The sound of Shiva, as if he is sharpening the awareness. Now consciousness is transferring into awareness. And then will come the kha, the ether, the space, the vastness. It's like the breath of the hero. The space opens and the potential that can be achieved awakens in that. Then we will come to the Ga, the nourishing power of Gauri, the mother who shapes and holds. Then we will come to Gha, the sound of the Bhairava, the thundering sound of Bhairava, the transformer, the destroyer of patterns. And then we would jump into Na, the serpent of the depths, the ancient memory, your roots which is beneath time, beyond time. So let us now unfold the Kavarga Matrika Rahasya. And mind you, this is not just going to be any academic decoding. It is Shakti unfolding through sound now. So we are going to use the same alphabets, the same sounds to know the sounds itself. Because Ka, the Ka Varga, is like when Shiva's silence became sound and sound became creation. So, dear divine souls, oh beloved ones, as you all by now have known that before there was form, there was vibration. Before vibration, there was awareness. Before that awareness, there was consciousness. And before consciousness, it was all that was Shiva. But when awareness longed to know itself, the first pulse emerged, the first nada, the sacred hum of being. And that hum divided itself into sounds, and those sounds into letters, and each letter became a matrika, a mother, who gave birth to the universe. And to chant them is to enter into the womb of Shakti herself. So the Ka Varga is like the birth of boundaries. Ka, Kha, Ga, Gha, Nya, or Wa, Ga, 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 Nya. And now we start with that. This is the first movement of creation. All this time, Shiva there was there, then the thought appeared, Shakti appeared, and the movement were like they were still coming into action. And now, here, they start the awareness to know itself in this existence. So now, the Ka is the boundary of existence. And if you put a dot on that, अगर एक बिंदु उसके साथ जोड़ दिया जाता है, so it becomes the Kam Bija Mantra. And then the mantra that creates for this particular Matrika, it becomes Om Kam Kalaya Namah. Om Kam Kalaya Namah. So when you hear this word, Om Kam Kalaya Namah, have you heard any similar word to that? Kam Kalaya Namah. Have you heard of the word Kankal? Kankal is nothing else but the skeleton of the human beings that we speak of. What is the boundary of the body? It is bounded by these bones and this that's the flesh. So Om Kam Kalaya Namah. When you look at Kali, और उसे कहते हैं कि कंकाल धारिणी, the one who wears the bones, Kankal Dharini. So when we look at that, it is not only describing that she is wearing the garland of Kankala, but she is also wearing the Matrika in the sense Om Kam Kala, means the one who has created the boundary of time. And that's where we say Om Kam Kalaya Namah. Because Kam is the boundary, Kala means Samaya. Namah. So now when I say, I look at that Matrika Ka, I am saying that I bow down to that power, to that Shakti who has created the time and the boundary of time as well. And when we dive deeper into that, it is like the ether getting slowly condensed. And here for the Ka Varga, the Ka Shabda, Kala is the main deity, the presiding deity is Kala, the Lord of Time. Here Shiva is like the Kala Bhairava. Now you know the word Ka. Why is it known as the Kala Bhairava? Because it is also said who is beyond time. Kala Bhairava means the one who is standing over the time and is Bhaya Rava means the one who is taking away your fear of time itself. Means because every aspect of our life is controlled by time. You wake up, you go to sleep, you go to office, you do this work, you do that work. How do you do it? Everything is managed through time. And even a birth and a death is appearing in the time and disappearing. So here, when Kala Bhairava is standing, the Kala is standing over the time itself. And what it is doing, that if you are connected with him, he will take you beyond the fear of time. So there we see the blessings of both the Bhairavi here as well as the Bhairava. What exactly happened when the Ka appeared? It could be in this way, like when Shiva's boundless awareness looks at itself, a faint circle is formed. That circle is Ka. It is the first boundary, the rim of existence. From the infinite, it's as if something said, let me be. That let me be is Ka. Let me tell you a secret of the alphabet Ka here. When you look at the Hindi alphabet Ka, I believe like everybody must have seen it, right? Have you noticed one typicality about Ka? It has one full circle, one line, and one half circle. What does that indicate? The Sampurna Purna Brahma associated with Shakti created the half circle of life. Why the half circle of life? Because until it goes back and attaches itself to Shakti and Shiva, it won't be complete. And the moment the Ka goes back and touches it, what happens? It again creates the infinite loop. Are you getting there? And that's why I say it created a faint world. Why faint? Do you think we are all aware or we are faint? Up until you realize what you are doing, up until you focus what you are doing, that till that time we are actually walking as if sleeping beings. That's faintness. And that's why until you complete that cycle kind of thing, that you look at the Kavarga, you won't go back. You see, like it's a pretty typical. It comes and it actually goes towards the Shakti and stops somewhere in between. The only thing that you have to do is connect it back. And that's why it created the limitation of time. There was a completeness, then Shakti appeared, movement, then it created something which is not complete now. Why? Because it is going away from Shiva and Shakti. Up until when? Until it goes back to home again. What are we doing? Now we are moving from that curve, Varga, we are slowly moving back to the line towards Shakti, the movement, and towards Shiva, the home. Why do you feel that you are not complete? It's absolutely because you are the other part of that curve. The day you become the complete, it connects back. And then you also continue to go in this infinite loop, but you are no more the fragile. You are no more the faint. And then I say, the faint becomes a saint. Because now it is realized. It knows. So what's the difference between the people in the world and the sage or a saint? It's absolutely as is. The faintness disappears and clarity comes, and then you become the saint. So as we are understanding this, the infinite that says, let me be, means if I am this and now I want to know myself, let me be the way it is. And here, if you look at it, the ka is the bindu, means if I put as a door or a gate kind of thing, it is like a bindu that becomes the bija. The bija, that means the seed which conceives the worlds. Kavarga is considered to be a masculine principle. Because here, as I said, Shiva is sitting as if and it is sharpening awareness and condensing the infinity into a speck of consciousness. It is bringing everything together, means his vastness is being brought back into a small little speck of creation. And when you do this sadhana, if you just take this one matrika, this one alphabet, and you just put a dot on that and you start chanting this mantra of ka, it becomes like the shabda kam. And to invoke ka, it becomes the point of awareness itself. We will do it practically now. Because in meditation, when you chant the kam bija mantra, the mind will start dissolving into the point where it becomes still. And there you can stand and see a thought appearing, where creation will just begin to breathe. Let's try that. Let's close our eyes and chant that word come. You do this sound and just stop and see what is happening in your thoughts. Only one alphabet. Simply chant come and stop. Then look at your thoughts. You will actually reach a space where there is no thought, but you are standing there watching a thought coming. Try again. Come. It appears like you cannot define that, but it appears like a spark. It's as if there is nothing else but two stones are being rubbed together and a spark is coming out of it. Just like there is no thought and suddenly one thought is slowly appearing. Now, if you go and stand there from where the thought is appearing, that itself will take you such depths. Because here we are not asking you to imagine anything. We are not even saying to focus. The only thing is you make the sound and you stop. Because in the sound of ka, you touch the first pulse of time. You become the witness before the world began. Just like before your thought began. There was no thought, then suddenly a thought appears. Thereafter, when you think on that thought, you start acting on that thought and then you create it. Now you can open your eyes. When you thought it was so difficult, it becomes easier for you. Can you see a very, very simple alphabet that we were thinking of? If we know the source of it, it can pull us towards the source. Have you meditated? You just sat here, you just said one alphabet, and suddenly you find your mind at peace. So can you see every aspect? It is not one sadhana. It's not one revelation. It's like 51 meditations that you will get. Every alphabet, if you know the source and you start chanting that, and just for that moment, you just sit there. And then you see that kind of change that it brings. Once you know the ka, then we will jump into the next word, that is the kha. The kha is the vastness. It's like the open space, the ether. Now you see, like all the Pancha Mahabhutas will come into play. So now kha becomes the ether. And here, when you put a bindu on that, like it becomes kham. So now ka is converting itself into kha, just like a became a, ka is converting itself into kha, and it becomes kham. And here the mantra goes as Om Khang Khagay Namaha. Khaga means Akasha, ether, the eternal, the vastness. Om Khang Khagay Namaha. In your childhood, if you have heard, like if you have read हिंदी, पर्यायवाची शब्द, पर्यायवाची शब्द में आकाश का एक पर्यायवाची शब्द आता है खग. So khagaya nama means the one that is ether, that is the space, the sky that we call as. And then here the presiding deity that is attached to this Matrika is like the one khaga, the one who moves through space. Here Shiva is known as Vyomkesha. You might have heard the name of Shiva as well in that way as the Vyomkesha. So when you call as Vyomkesha, it is means like the one who is traveling, the one who moves through space. Even Khaga is also used for Garuda as a bird. Okay. And when you look at the relationship between Ka and Kha, let's say like Ka was, it's just like you, and now you are looking at your hand. So you are seeing something now. Okay, so if this is me, my hand, let it be. That's what Ka said. Now Ka, slowly when it becomes aware of itself, a space opens. Now you can say, how does a space open? You will see, like in order to see your hand, there is already a space through which you are able to see that. If I bring your hand and put it on your eyes, can you see it? No. That means there is a space. That space is something that is allowing us to even look at that thing. So a space automatically opens up when I want to see something. That openness is Kha. It is the first expression, the breathing of the cosmos. Kha can be told as if it is the canvas, a canvas of limitless, silent, invisible. These things can actually define the space. How else would you define space? But when we look at the deeper meaning of Kha here, Kha is the field of potential. The moment Ka says, I exist, Kha replies, then where shall you exist? If you say you exist, where are you existing? And Kha becomes that space where Ka exists. Now, it's like when Shiva says, I am, Shakti says, where? And Shiva says, in you. Can you see the divine dance here? It's like both playing with one alphabet with each other. One is Shiva, the other is Shakti. The one is Shiva, the other is Shakti. And they both are continuing to play like a dance. And then it becomes like Shakti asks, like, then where shall you exist? Ka ko kha पूछ रहा है, where shall you exist? And in that moment, it is the womb of the space that receives the seed of being. And both come into such a space like I am, and there is a space. And now the I am has found a space to express itself in the way of the creation. Without space, can there be creation? Just like as we look at our fan like hands and we say, okay, how did we came into existence? Okay, there was space, then it became air, then the air become fire, the fire condensed further becomes water, and the water condensed further and becomes the earth. So the Panchamahabhutas. So now when you use this word as when you chant that word kha, uh, many of you, those who are energy healers, those who work on pranic energy, those who work on aura and all these things, you will come to realize that if you have really done a deeper research on that, here the shabda kha, when you chant that word as kham, it awakens your etheric body. Etheric body is the body that is like a field that holds all the other elements in it. It's like one experiences the spaciousness of awareness or spaciousness in awareness. It's like the removal of the boundaries. One created the boundary, the other removes the boundary. Would you like to know how? Practically. Say the word come. Say the word come. When you say the word come, can you say it with your open mouth? कोशिश करके देखो ना. आप क बोलोगे when you say come, आपका माउथ अपने आप बंद हो जाएगा. Did you saw it created a boundary? K. It opens up and it closes you down. But when you say the kha varga, it opens up the boundary. Kham. It opens up and then it comes back. Can you see in every alphabet it is taking you into infinite and bringing you back. The only way what is bringing you back is the secret here. When I say ka, I'm talking to myself. You see that when you say ka, you are actually bringing something within you. When you say kha, you are throwing something out. One is creating a boundary, the other is opening it up. But when you are putting a bindu to that, means another power of Shakti to that, what are you doing? Kham, you are opening it up and then you are bringing it back to the source again. Can you see the words that you use is taking into the world, and when you put the Matrika on that, it brings back you into the divinity. मुश्किल है समझना? Is it difficult? No, right? So it's all about how you perceive those things. Now, let's do the kha. When you say kham, you say come and come, you will realize one thing very clearly. You can right away experiment with that. When you say come, I believe like the word comes from, the English word also comes from that wordly. When you say come, you will feel like something will enter. Like if you specifically focus on your ears and this part, you will feel like something is coming within you. And the very next moment when you say come, you will absolutely experience something going out. Try it. I'm sitting in front of you. You try it and you see whether it is happening or not. Come, come. Look at your the vibration at your heart, you will completely realize one is throwing out, one is bringing in. Do you realize that? It is so subtle. And yet every time you are doing that, you are as if like Shiva and Shakti dancing, going out into the world, coming back onto you, then again running outward, then again coming back to you. This is why we call it as a Leela, the dance. ऐसे ही इसे लीला नहीं कहते. Because you are dancing, going out, coming back, creating that, destroying it. That's why it is called as a Leela. Did you saw in your every aspect of your talk that you speak, you are actually doing the Leela. The Leela is not just happening. You are actively participating in the Leela, making it happen. Then who are you? My favorite word. So when you say kha, you don't speak, you open the mouth. You open up, you say kha. You become the space where the universe can unfold now. Then we will jump into the next word, the ka, ga varga. Ga, ga, ka, kha, ga. And when we are going into the ga shabda here, it's bija mantra, you already know, like gum. For whom do you use this gum bija mantra? Om gam ganapataye namaha. Now you will come to realize why that gum word is so close to Ganesha. Because ga varga, it's like it's the gum, the word that is there is actually related to Devi Gauri. And Ganesha is very close to Gauri. Because the gum bija mantra is actually of Gauri but is associated with Ganesha. Because it's like the Ganesha, you always look him as a child. It is very difficult to even imagine a grown-up Ganesha. Up until you might have seen the serials. Isn't it? अगर आपने सीरियल में नहीं देखा होता कि कोई बड़ा गणेश खड़ा है और वो कुछ बात कर रहा है, up until then it is very very difficult to even imagine a grown up Ganesha. Yes or no? आप कभी भी गणेश के बारे में सोचो, it will appear like a small little kid. Why? This is where it comes. Gum means gum is the alphabet, like the bija mantra of Devi Gauri, and now Ganesha is like a small little boy who is standing by its mother. That's why Gam Ganeshaya Nama. So the moment you are saying Gam Ganeshaya Nama, you feel so good because the Matrika, the energy of the mother and the innocence of the child come together. Om Gam Ganapataya Nama. So from here on, when you chant that Om Gam Ganapataya Nama, you are saying it's not, the boy is not alone there. The child is not left out. It's standing with the all the powerful mother. And then you chant that mantra. Now you will have another kind of experience altogether when you are simply chanting the same mantra that you have been chanting for years. Yes. Because now that creates that, what do you say? That you invoke that love of a mother and the kid within you. So whether you are chanting Om Gam Ganapataye Nama or Om Gam Gauriye Nama, this becomes the original Bij mantra of Gauri here. Om Gam Gauriye Nama. So this is the Bija mantra of Gauri. When you say Om Gam Ganapataye Nama, now you know, if you chant that, you will feel that experience right away. Try it. Say the same Om Gam Ganapataye Nama. You will now realize that sweetness that is hidden in that word when it is getting connected with the Gam Ganapataye Nama. And you see the Shabda Ga Ganesha Gauri. The Ga Varga. Okay. So this is again related to the Prithvi, the subtle formative stage. Here the Devi is Gauri. Why Gauri? Because Gauri is nurturing in nature. She is Shakti, but she is nurturing in nature. She is the giver of form and strength. Because from space, Akasha, the mother descends, she comes down. Kha becomes Ga now. So there was a boundary. Why the boundary? I want to experience myself. The boundary, it says if you want to experience yourself as a boundary, where would you experience? Okay, so I want that space. And now when that space has been created, now that space has to be nourished. The space has to be taken care. So from the space, the mother descends and the Kha becomes the Ga, the ground, the cradle, the space where the one who holds everything. Gauri, in this way, the mother of all forms, takes a vast, but it's like it takes all that was so huge, so vast, bringing it together and giving it a shape. Did you realize what I said in that statement? Gauri descended, and what was vast, she accumulated it and gave it a shape. What are we talking of? How was Ganesha created? Did you realize that now? It is like the Devi has brought everything and condensed that into one small little form and gave it a form. How were you formed then? Now, for a moment, close your eyes and imagine that you are that entirety of everything. The absolute chaos and the absolute bliss that you are. And now just think of that mother bringing all the aspects of creation, because the entire creation is created out of the Pancha Mahabhutas. So are you. If you were that vast consciousness and that vast space, now Devi with her own hands bringing it close together and giving it a shape as you. And she gave you the shape the way she is. Then what? If you were that absolute space, if you were that absolute chaos, if you were that absolute stillness, if you were that absolute noise, if you were that first cry, if you were that first desire, if you were that the first intention, if you were the first creation, if you were the entirety of it. Now all that element brought into, packed into this flesh bag, not the fresh bag, might be the flesh bag. Now do you realize why you feel so many emotions within you? Because you are not just one, you are everything. You are like the metal iron, you are like the mercury, you are like the fire, you are like the ice. Did you realize why you feel like that? Answer is very simple. She just brought every element together and gave it a shape and a form. So why are you like this? You are like this not because you are small. You are like this because you are everything. So every aspect of creation is dancing within you, and that's how you feel so many things within you. One very moment you are brilliant like the sun, and at the very next moment you are silent, sitting and reflecting what the sun is doing. You become the moon. One fine moment you are all boiling within, the very next moment you are as cold as the snow itself. At times you are like a bubble when you are about to break, and the very next moment you are like the core of earth which cannot be broken. Why do you feel in that way? At times you feel like an open sky, and at times you feel like the clogged thoughts. Why? ऐसा क्यों है? Why are you like this now? Now you know the answer why you are like this. Because you are not only made of one thing, you are everything just condensed into this being. Then who are you? Everything. So now you can actually experience and enjoy the dance that you do. Yes or no? अब मजा आएगा. क्यों? You cannot say, I only want to be this. No, you cannot be only that because you are everything. Now, would you say I am chaotic, I am silent? Or you will experience the entire dance within you now? Now, close your eyes and look at all the aspects of your life that you have ever complained about your own self. Personalized opinion that you carry about your own self. There is this song, Aisa Kyun Hu. So the answer that you have never got, why I am like that. Now I am giving you an answer, why you are like that. And the moment you realize that you are absolute chaos and absolute silence, isn't it mesmerizing to know about your own self? Is it not like, oh my God, what is this? Yeah, that's you. The utter nonsense and the best of the knowledge. The idiotic acts and the saintly creations. Everything that you thought about yourself. I am not this, I am not that. No, you're everything. Take a moment to bring that peace within you. Without that complaint. Why I don't have this aspect? Why I don't have that aspect? No, you have not seen that. You are every aspect of it. Just like which part of you is not you? Which part of your body is not your body? Can you tell me? If it is your body, the entirety is your body. So if you are created with the entirety of the cosmos, then tell me which part of the cosmos you are not. Come to peace with your own self. And then you will find solace not outside, within you. समझ में आया आप ऐसे क्यों हो? Any complaints? Again, that's what I say. If you were created through the hands of, have you ever heard Ganesha complaining, मेरे को ये हाथी का सर क्यों लगा दिए? Because he was intelligent enough to know that everything is me. So how can it be me as well? You know, like what kind of consciousness it would take to even accept a body like a human and a head like an elephant. Such a huge consciousness should be aware of itself. Then only it is possible. So now, when you are understanding this, the element of Gauri, right? This is so mystical in its nature. That's what you are realizing right now, right? So she brought everything, like all the things, that all the elements that were like this, is just brings it, takes it, that vast things, that what is there in its absolute vastness, brings it, gives it a small little shape, just like you. And when she did that, after that, what she does, she nourishes, she takes care of it. She likes, it's like the ga shabda, the ga varga, when you chant that gum, is the sound of nourishment, the act of containment, where kha is expansion, ga is the condensation back. It is the process by which consciousness defines, or consciousness, what can I say, densifies, okay, condenses into a energy, and a energy into matter. Consciousness, like a space, nothing is there. So it is condensing. Condensed, then it is in the form of an energy. Further condensed, it become a matter. Did you understand what I'm saying? Space. Now it becomes little condensed. You feel it in the form of the energy. The energy further condensed, it becomes a element, a structure, a being. Just like you were nowhere, condensed further like a consciousness. The consciousness took a shape, and now you become this, what you are. So that is the shabda of the ga. But there is a far more deeper meaning to that, which I will cover after completing this varga. Like how it is related to you, how ga has both the versions of it, one liberating, one binding. Because what if you only know one part of it? Then tomorrow you just go and sit and say gum, and then you say, okay, so I was feeling good, nice now, but why is it having a repercussive impact on me now? So I'll give you that also, so that you know why, without your knowing it completely, you are using that word and it takes you into the world. And when you do it consciously, it takes you to the mother. Interested? Or you are happy just the way you are? See, if it is a dance, if it is a leela, what I will do, I'll push you there, then pull you back, then push you there, then pull you back, then push you there, then pull you back. Up until when? Up until you want to play. What is the word there? Up until you want to play. So you are also playing. So let the play go on. Okay, so we'll come there. So there is, let's understand all the other aspects of it. Then I'll take it to a space where we will discuss how these words are impacting our daily life. Okay. So आपको समझ में आ गया कि there's a space था and it was condensified now. So if you really want to do a sadhana with the gum bija mantra, if you do that sadhana, gum, you will see, like if you chant this, it brings a stabilization to the prana. It's like the grounds the wandering mind and awakens the energy of motherhood, care, patience, contentment within yourself. You can do an experiment right now. When you say, you can just sit, close your eyes and say gum. Where is the energy flowing? You will see it will slowly start coming downwards towards your heart and towards down below that. आप जैसे ही गम का शब्द कहोगे, it will pull you down. कोशिश करके देखो, it will not throw you out, it will slowly bring you down. और आप देखना, along with it, it actually pulls out the thoughts also towards the heart. शक्ति का जो ट्राइंगल वे में जब हम शक्ति ड्रॉ करते हैं, द ट्राइंगल इज ए इन्वर्टेड ट्राइंगल. Can you see the nourishment, the energy, the fold of mother is actually coming, so grounding towards you, nurturing, taking care of. So close your eyes and just chant it for a minute. Gum. Gum. Is it bringing coolness to your rustling head? Because your head is always rustling and bustling here and there, running. But when you use this bija mantra, Gum, and you leave it, it's as if you will feel like the sun is dipping in the horizon, the setting sun. And that's how you exactly feel in this way. Did you realize that? Like something like it's slowly falling back into that lap of the mother. That's the Ga Varga. Because in the lap of Ka, creation finds its comfort. The infinite has become tangible now. Something that can be held, that can be touched, that can be felt. Then we will go into the Gha Varga. So the Ga, which was very soft and silent, now jumps into Gha. And when you jump into Gha, again, did you realize when you say Ga, it's coming in. When you say Gha, it's going out. Are the alphabets not like the breath coming in and going out? That's how the alphabets also run. So here, when you say Gha and you add a bindu and becomes like the Gham. So it becomes Om Gham Ghoraya Nama. Here the element is fire and the deity here sitting is the Bhairava itself. The fierce one, the one who burns away all your illusion. Because like when you use this word Gham, आपने एक शब्द सुना होगा घमासान युद्ध हुआ. What is that घमासान? Means intense. So when there is a pure intensity there, means every creation must shake off what it no longer needs. जो मुझे नहीं चाहिए वो धीरे से मुझसे छूट जाना चाहिए. तब आता है ये घ शब्द. घ जो है, it's like a thundering sound. The shock of transformation. It's Bhairava's kind of Bhairava laughing within you, echoing through the fire and saying you should renew yourself now. Because when you say Gha, you will realize one thing. When you say Ga, you are soft. When you say Gha, it's like awakening you. The moment you say Gha, it's a powerful force. आप ऐसे नहीं कह सकते Gha. The way you say it, it itself awakens energy within you. That's what we call as the Bhairava Shakti. The Gha. And that's where the word alphabet jumps into play. Here, Gha represents absolute Jagrata, the awakened state through which it awakens. कैसे awaken होता है? Through destruction. वो तोड़ता है और फिर जागता है. Just as a lightning lights up the sky, it cleanses the sky kind of thing. The Gha will burn all the ignorance to reveal clarity. Gha is like a roar, is the sound of consciousness reclaiming itself from the forms it was made. And when you chant Gham, you will absolutely feel Gham. You can visualize a lightning splitting your spine together with two apart. वो आपके स्पाइन के अंदर से ऐसे जाएगा और ऐसे खोल देगा उसे. It's like cleansing, renewing, awakening. It cuts through the lethargy of fear, igniting the tapas within yourself. And I have created something for you. When I was working on this Gha Varga, something appeared and I just wrote it down. I wrote it down, I recorded it. And I recorded it for you. Now you see how the Gha Shabda actually thunders within you and splits you apart. हरि भाई, अगर वो वीडियो रेडी है तो if you can please look at that, and you see how beautifully it came. Only 4 words, and that 4 words took such a bigger form. So Hari bhai, if you can please look into that once. So Hari bhai, if you are there. Okay, so I'll come back then. Might be not for now for you.
Should I play the music,
Yes,
Maharaj?
yes, that video, the one that I shared with you in the night. So थोड़ा sound कम कर लेना अपने earbuds का. So that's where the Gha will come up here and start dancing. Because when you utter Gha, the Vairava will rise in your voice. The fire that remembers its origin, its awareness. And here it goes. You can play Hari bhai.
ॐ घं घं घटाटाटाट घोरय घं घटाटाटाट प्रलय घं घं घटाटाटाट विलय घं घं घटाटाटाट कालय घं घं घटाटाटाट भैरवाय घं घं घटाटाटाट शिवाय 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 घोराय प्रलयाय विलयाय कालाय भैरवाय शिवाय शिवाय भैरवाय भैरवाय कालाय कालाय विलयाय विलयाय प्रलयाय प्रलयाय घोराय घोराय प्रलयाय प्रलयाय विलयाय विलयाय कालाय कालाय भैरवाय 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 शिवाय.
So you can replay it once, Hari bhai, because it takes the first time to even know what was spoken.
ॐ घं घं घटाटाटाट घोरय घं घं घटाटाटाट प्रलय घं घं घटाटाटाट विलय घं घं घटाटाटाट कालय घं घं घटाटाटाट भैरवाय घं घं घटाटाटाट शिवाय 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 घोराय प्रलयाय विलयाय कालाय भैरवाय शिवाय शिवाय भैरवाय भैरवाय कालाय कालाय विलयाय विलयाय प्रलयाय प्रलयाय घोराय घोराय प्रलयाय प्रलयाय विलयाय विलयाय कालाय कालाय भैरवाय 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 शिवाय.
So that Gha Varga, came as if like a gham gham ghata ta 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 vilaya. And then I said, okay, so this is what it is coming. So I just stopped everything what I was doing. I just wrote it down and then I said, okay, so let me record that. So this appears in this way as the gha varga. Because it awakens. Did you saw a very subtle thing that happens here when you are listening to that? You will feel like a heaviness in the heart and butterflies in your belly. It's a combination of both. It likes a little weaker down, but a very strong sense in your heart. That's what Bhairava is. Why you are feeling weak? If your core is weak, you will feel that butterflies in your belly, but the Bhairava assures you that, yes, I am there. So that is the Varga of the Gha. And if you want, I can post that into the group. You can, if really want to listen to that again, I'll post that into the group. बनाया तो आप ही के लिए, तो क्या करना है, मेरे पास रखे उसको. So I'll send you that. So now we comes the what you call as moi or noa. तो ये it's like mom is the actual word यहाँ पे आएगा क ख ग घ nya. So now when we are going with this alphabet, I'll use it as to understand it easily. I will say nya because mo is the correct sound here. It should come, but here it the bija mantra that if you put a bindu over that, it becomes nwam, and here that mo becomes the Om Vang Nagaya Namaha. Now here the serpent energy is being brought into play. Where is the serpent energy lying within you? It's sitting in the, when you do the Kundalini Jagran, it is sitting there. I always said, no, like when you start from earth towards the, it will take you outside. But if you do that opposite way, it brings you within. Here I am talking about the snake element, the Shakti that is sitting in you. The very previous word was, it will split your spine and awake that energy. You realize that yahan se wahan ja raha hai, and then it brings you back also. So here the energy is the serpent energy that is within you. The hidden essence of water, the memory, the flow, it's all that within you. The presiding deity here is the Naga, the serpent, the guardian. The guardian of what? The guardian of wisdom. Just like deep beneath the form and the flame of your memory, there is a coiled, ancient, still breathing consciousness that is sitting within you. And that is the wah, the serpent sound, the whisper of everything ever was. जब से कुछ भी था, उस सब का जो, it's like a whispering sound that is still all sitting within you. And that's why it is said, when you awaken the Kundalini Shakti, you come to realize all the aspects of all the elements. Kyun? Because it is having all the knowledge in it and just sitting silently there. And now when you understand this, Wa is all the Ananta Sheshanaga, the infinite serpent on which Lord Vishnu rests, because it represents the cosmic memory. It's like the undercurrent of all vibrations. It's like the subconsciousness where the samsara sleeps. It's like a bridge between the matter and the spirit. So that's the more. So when you chant this alphabet deeply, it reverberates in the root chakra, awakening the kundalini. If somebody practices this particular bija mantra, it connects the one who is practicing, means the practitioner, with the forgotten wisdom of countless births. अगर आपको अपने पुराने जन्मों के बातों को अगर जानना है, if you really want to tap this is the bija mantra there. Because that serpent coil is holding all the synergies, all the knowledge that you have ever lived. And when it awakens, it shows you all the path and takes you back home. Now it makes sense, like ka, kha, ga, gha, wa. And then when you have come to this realization, when you say Mam, this represents like as if the serpent is trying to remember everything. And along with it, if you sing that, your core will start singing with it. It's like the earth begins to sing along with you. Do this and see if that is not reverberating below your navel point. आपके नाभि के नीचे का वाइब्रेशन क्रिएट करेगा वो. It will be like rotating. If you follow it down, it starts from here, slowly goes down and ends at the end of it. And you will see it will coil down. It will not just fall directly, it will coil down, because that's how the serpent energy is shown. वो घूमते हुए जाएगा नीचे. कहाँ तक? It connects to where you are sitting right now. वो ऐसे घूमते हुए नीचे चला जाएगा. A simple syllable becomes a mantra. The mantra gives you the entire knowledge of who you have been and from where you came from. इसलिए हम उसे शब्द नहीं कहते, अल्फाबेट्स नहीं कहते, हम उसे देवी कहते हैं, मातृका. So now I will guide you in such a way that you will come to realize the Sukshma Rahasya. So now you understood it from a outer aspect. Let us now bring that as the inner aspect, who we are and how we are actually getting impacted by all these 5 letters. Ka, kha, ga, gha, wa. So the 5 alphabets that we have taken. So let me now decode it for you. Star mark. You will like it, you will dislike it. But it is up to you whether you want to dislike it or you want to come out of it. Because this is going to unwrap certain aspects of our own selves. अब भैरव का घ शब्द सुन लिए तो ऐसे नहीं छोड़ेगा. It won't leave you that way, right? So now let me try my best to bring it out in this way, which I call as the Sukshma Maharahasya. It's like a hidden living revelation, which I would like to bring it and bring it as a structured way for you. So when you say kam, kham, gam, gham, nam, gam, kham, gam, gham, vam, kam, kham, gam, gham, vam. Here when you are saying that, the secret that you don't know that you have been living it unknowingly. And whatever you said in the beginning of the statement, I said, when you say something unconsciously, you create chaos And when you know it and do it, you speak as Shiva. So here, what you don't know about your own self, let's bring that out. And let's see what it speaks about our own selves. You have been chanting these sounds since, if you thought like you started to know these and you are chanting it now, then let me tell you, you are wrong. You have been chanting these even before you took birth. Na puchoge, how is it even possible? That's what I want to tell you. Na. That's my work. That's my job. How even before your birth you have been chanting that? Because we think like this is the birth that we are here now, but there have been things before it. Because when you utter these words with your tongue, you can only utter this with your tongue because you have lived them with your existence. And they are not just letters of Sanskrit. They are your story. A story told in sound. जैसे शिव की व्याख्या करने के लिए आप शब्दों का इस्तेमाल करोगे. In order to tell about you, we will also use the alphabets. We will use the story. And let's see what we can do for you. Come, the first alphabet that we took. है ना? Come, the ka varga. What did I say? It was the beginning of the boundary. That means before the ka shabda began, you have already known a to aha. So when we started speaking about the ka, I said it creates the boundary. You know how you created the boundary? Let's go back to your own life. When you first opened your eyes in this world, when your consciousness condensed into a body, that moment was come. That moment was come. And now you were brought into this world. You have in a form and a shape. The consciousness that was vast was brought into a small little space. Then, when this consciousness was condensed into this small little body and that moment appeared, the come, I can say, is the birth. And with birth, you had boundaries. Yes or no? आपका शरीर है इसलिए बाउंड्री है इसलिए तकलीफें हैं इसलिए रोते हो. The boundless soul, when it was bound into a packed body, the first thing that the kid did when it came into the world, it cried. It cried out loud because now you are trying to pack a huge thing into a compressed space. And that's what exactly happened with you. And you cried. The infinite became finite in a form. And in that moment, when that awareness that was huge, you chose in that moment, that infinite awareness, that which you truly are, you chose limitation. You chose time. You chose identity of your own self. You know, इससे पहले था let me be. Now you say let me become something. Now you said, let me become something, and every one of us is running to become something. Even I don't know what I want to become, but I'm still running. Yes or no? That's where you created a boundary, and that boundary is like a wall which is not allowing you to see previous to that. Your birth is the come, because you are not able to see what was beyond that. Yes or no? Very good. So if you are understanding, let's walk through. And in that instant when you thought like, let me become something, in that instant you became something. मैं कुछ बन जाऊं, मैं कुछ बन गया. Which was nothing became something. Because the nothing has nothing to do with anything. But something has to do something with everything. Might be huge play of words, but does it make sense or not? जब कुछ नहीं है तो कोई मतलब ही नहीं है. जब मैं हूं तो सारे मतलब निकलते हैं, है ना? So that's how the started began. I can say the actual dance began in this world. Every fear that you have within you is because the come means that boundary has forgotten itself that what it was before that. Every awakening you experience while still in this body, it's like you remembering, I always want to become that infinite again. I always want to go back home. I always want to merge back into the divine. Why? Because now you are standing on that verge of and you want to experience what you truly are. That's why you find a way to escape from this finiteness by going to sleep. Think again. Why do you go to sleep? Because the moment you are in the sleep, you are no more bound by the means the boundary of the body. You are free. And when you wake up, how do you feel? It's like every single day, when you unconsciously do that, you call it as sleep. When you consciously do that, that is called as sadhana samadhi. Now makes sense what is sleep and what is samadhi. Okay. So let's continue then, unfolding your life in front of you. You think that life began with your first breath, but it began with your first come. The moment you agreed to become finite. जब आप राजी हो गए कि मैं ये खेल खेलने को तैयार हूं. Because your birth was decided much earlier than that, right? So that was when you accepted that proposal kind of thing, I can say. And it's okay, chalo, let's play together. जैसे आप चोर पुलिस खेलते थे ना बचपन में. So when you play that hide and seek, or you say, okay, you are the thief, I am the police, you only decide who would be the thief and who would be the police. अचानक से दो दोस्त थे, एक कहता है मैं पुलिस बनता हूं, तू चोर बन जा, और दूसरा चोर बन के खेलता है, दूसरा पुलिस बन के खेलता है. Yes or no? What are we doing now? We were all that same consciousness. That same consciousness appeared in different ways. And it says, let's play. And everybody chose a role to play. And we accepted that मैं चोर बनने वाला हूं आज. And I accepted that मैं पुलिस बनने वाला हूं आज. And that's how we played. But I said, no, you will not like it. Because the moment you say, okay, I chose it, then I chose this. Then I would like to remind something. Again, bhool gaye. You are not just one thing. You are everything. The only thing is this element that you are carrying this time. You are saying, I bring this element this day. But can you see how the ka is so vibrant, so strong? The very moment you think, oh, maine choose kiya, it already created a boundary and you are not able to see what you were previous to that. And now you are saying, oh, poor little me. Hai ki nahi? That's what the boundary is all about. That's what I'm saying. It will create the boundary. You will not be able to see who you are in completeness. But if we all chose to play this role this time, are you happy I chose this role to play? Yes or no? Then why are you unhappy choosing that role what you are playing? I could have chosen to play that role and sit there and all that I have to do is listen patiently, of course. You would have done all the talking. You would have done all the work. You would have taken all the things that are needed. I could have simply sat there and said, And then, okay, but why this? Then you sit there and answer, why this? No, oh, okay, no, everything is good today. Then the next, oh, but. Then I have to say, why that but also? What a beautiful thing it would have been if I was you and you were me. Change in roles. I could have just sat there smiling and smiling and smiling. I said, wow, what a beautiful way you speak. What a beautiful way you express. How simply you break down the things. And then I would have written a message to you that you have to decode. क्योंकि कभी कभी कुछ मैसेजेस ऐसे आते हैं ना जिसको पढ़ के मुझे बड़ा अच्छा लगता है, लेकिन समय लगता है डिकोड करने में, because it is not in one language. Then I have to see whether this is a Hindi language, a English word, a Telugu word, a Tamil word, a Odia word, or which word it is written. Because it is written in all the languages there, now I have to sit and decode. अच्छा इसका मीनिंग एक में अलग है, दूसरे में अलग है. And I sit there and enjoy. I just think like if this role reversal would have done. कि आप बोलते और मैं सुनता, फिर आपका ना, you don't know how what I would have done. अगर मेरे जैसा स्टूडेंट मिलता ना, आपको परेशान हो जाते. Because it not only asks questions, it asks difficult questions. So coming back to where we are, we chose to play this role. We agreed to become this finite. And that finiteness is like setting a new limit for our own self, creating a new universe all around us with our sense, with our self, but yet it is filled with a boundary. Then the ka became kha. When the ka became kha, it is like the space you made to move through. Because after kam, the word comes kham. You became someone. And when you wanted to become someone, when you wanted to experience being someone, immediately the universe also stretched around you. आप बोले कैसे? You were a small little kid. Your world was limited to your mother, then to your family, then to your relatives, then to the people all around you, then your school, your college, your organization, this world. इसे कहते हैं like pushing your boundaries. But you have been pushing the boundary outward. You have been pushing through. And the universe has been accommodating you that way. But kham is not outer space. Kham is the inner space. The vastness that you experience in your thoughts, the emotions that echo within you, and I can say the memories in which you swim, all that is the space that is within you, which is so vast that it can keep all these things within it. You live your entire life thinking that you are living outside, yet you have always lived within you. पूछो कैसे? All the expressions, all the emotions, all the happiness, all the sadness, all the sorrow, all the pleasure, all the giving, all the taking, all the seeing, all the listening, all that you have done, where do you feel it? All within you. And you thought you were living outside. Rather, the entire outside is within you only. And you have been experiencing everything within you. Even if I say, I went and I just touched your hand out there. I touched your hand, but where did you felt it? Bahar? Or you felt within yourself? Somebody showed a fire here and you're feeling that heat. Where? At times I doubt that the fire has heat in it. I just simply say the fire is cold. The moment it touches my body, it heats up. What a crazy way of looking at that, isn't it? When you say that was crazy, I can tell you why it is not. When जब आप योगिक परंपरा में जाते हो एंड यू सी अग्नि स्नान करते हैं, जो जिसे अग्निसार कहते हो, जब अग्निसार करते हैं, सो दे यूज 5 फायर्स, 5 अग्नि का इस्तेमाल करते हैं, एंड दैट इज डन इन द समर सीजन. व्हेन दे सिट डाउन, दे लाइट अप 4 फायर्स ऑल अक्रॉस देम. मतलब 4 तरफ 1 2 3 4 4 बड़े बड़े अग्नि के ज्वाले लगाए जाते हैं और वो उसके बीच में बैठता है. It sits, the yogi sits in between and does the fire bath. जैसे आप पानी से नहाते हैं ना, वो अग्नि से नहाता है. Means it is so close, you will feel that heat. And the 5th heat that it carries as the fire is the sun. इसलिए भरी दोपहरी में, in the bright sunlight, in the afternoon, it will sit among fire and experience that fire altogether. Now my question is, why is the fire not burning him? That's exactly what I said. Is really fire hot, or is it really reacting with my body and I'm feeling that? What if I know the art and it does not burn me anymore? Then what? There are processes. That's how the yogi can sit amidst of fire and yet the fire won't burn it. And then when you have been, let me talk a little deeper thing about your life here. Because when we always thought that we have been living outside. We have always been living within our own selves. And that awareness is there within us. But in this awareness, there resides every relationship, every desire, every loss, all that goes on within me. It is like a cloud, a sky within me in which all these things are running through. The most shocking thing is, you think people leave you. You think things end. But nothing has ever left you. Nothing has never left your kham. Because kham is the inner space in which everything is still rotating, roaming around, someday appearing as a thought, someday appearing as an emotion, someday appearing as an action also. Yes or no? So now if I say, where have you stored all that? And you would point out to your memory, but it is not only there. Because that's what people say, there is something called as a muscle memory. So if muscle memory is here, what it is doing here? That means every aspect of your boundary that you have created, within that boundary is existing all that you have experienced ever. It has actually never left. Why it has not left? You can ask that, why it has not left, and be worried. And then I laugh and I said, again you forgot. The ka has created the boundary. Because of you, that everything is rotating within you, because you think you are bounded. The moment that boundary is broken, मानो जैसे मैंने परफ्यूम को, या जो कहते हैं ना एंटीसेप्टिक स्पिरिट होता है ना एक, that you call as spirit, it is bottled in a bottle. So when you keep that in the bottle, it is there. But the moment you open that, what happens? It, without any effort, it disappears. Similarly, all that you are holding in that balloon, right? All the emotions, it's all rotating within that because it does not find its way out. But the moment you open that up, when do you feel that? Do you remember before ka there is a shabd called as ah? When you say that, कब कहते हो? जब लगता है कि सारा काम हो गया उस दिन का. When the work is done, now you are sitting and you say, भाई साहब कितना काम कर लिया आज मैं. Did you realize like how all these things is actually interconnected, intertwined, interdependently independent there? All are independent but interdependent. Yes or no? That's what I was speaking of. So when you thought like all the things, they never leave you, neither the people, neither all those things have ever left you. But is it a bad thing? No. It's a reminder to all of us. Because I can say this, your entire past is suspended within you. It's floating. It's like you have created a space in which all those things are floating, floating, floating. And let me tell you a very tough statement. That's why memories hurt. And love never dies. Very, very strong statement. क्यों? क्योंकि मैं उन सारे चीजों को अपने अंदर, मुझे लगता है कि मैंने कहीं छोड़ दिया है उन्हें. नहीं, मैंने उन्हें गाड़ दिया है. I have not left them, I have just buried them. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Because the moment you see, the moment I say like every emotion, every aspect, the first thing that pops up within you is all the sadness. Why the sadness pops out? Because you've been pressing it down. Very tough situation then. What to do? Would you like to live here? No. I am not saying like whether you would like to live there or not. You have been living there is what I want to say. आप वहीं रहते हो इसलिए दर्द है, इसीलिए दुख है. And when I tell you why this, then it might bring a solace to you as well. So, when this ka and kha is like one created the boundary and the other is keeping everything in that boundary, then comes the ga. Ga was for Gauri, right? What was the bija mantra? Gam. So let me narrate you that and you will see how beautifully these things are working. Gum is like the first time you wanted to hold something. आपके मन में कुछ इच्छा हुआ कि मैं कुछ पकड़ के रखूं. To possess, to protect, to build, and then you invoke the gum. Now go back, look at the story of Parvati creating Ganesh again. What brought her sorrow? Think again. Can you see the stories that have been told in a way we never understood that actually? That story is not somebody else's. That story is absolute mine. Are you getting that what I'm saying? Very good. मैंने कहा ना कि it's very difficult to understand, but trying my best to be able to bring it in the best, simplest of the way. How is it possible? So क्या होता है जब पहली बार आपके अंदर ये जागृत होता है, like the first time you feel like that I should have something. मेरा भी कुछ होना चाहिए. नहीं नहीं, शिव के क्यों खाली गण होंगे, मेरे गण क्यों नहीं होने चाहिए? यही तो था ना पार्वती का पहला स्टेटमेंट कि शिव के सारे गण हैं, सब उसकी सेवा करते हैं, मेरे पास भी तो कोई होना चाहिए, मेरा भी प्राइवेसी होना चाहिए, मेरा भी कोई साथ चलना चाहिए जो मेरे साथ चले. क्या कहते हो आप बाजी, सही है गलत है? तो वही से एक ही डिजायर तो शुरू होता है और पूरा ड्रामा उसके बाद शुरू हो जाता है. यस और नो? And now let's see how you have been doing that in our lives. So क्या हो गया? The first time you wanted to hold something, ये मेरा होना चाहिए, मेरे पास होना चाहिए. Then to possess, नहीं मेरा ही है. Then I should protect that. Then I should build it. And that very moment you actually invoke that quality called as the gum. Gum is like gravity. It's attachments. It's like a motherhood, but a attached motherhood. See, it is a divine urge of the cosmos to hold itself together. इसीलिए तो सूरज सारे ग्रहों को आसपास रखता है, किसी को फेंक नहीं देता दूर. It's holding it, just like we hold everything close to us. And we are rotating in this world. That's why when it wants to hold everything closer, that's why Gum becomes Gauri, the mother, the one who says, I will not let you fall apart. But the same Gum also binds you. कैसे? ये वही पार्वती है जिसको पता है कि मैं सिर्फ उबतन से गणेश को बना सकती हूं, और ये वही पार्वती है जो रो रही है कि मेरे गणेश का सर कट गया. What would you call this? थोड़े समय पहले तूने ही बनाया था ना उसे, अब उसका सर कट गया तो तू फिर से नहीं बना सकती. नहीं, रो रही है. Did you saw when your creation becomes an attachment to you, that gives you pain, because you forget what your true energy and force is, and you forgot that you created everything. Now you sit and cry like Parvati cried. देखा क कैसे बांध के रखा है, पार्वती को भी वहां बांध दिया जाके. इसीलिए कहते हैं कि मेरी बनाई रचना में मैं भी बंधा हुआ हूं. In my own creation, I am also tied. I am also bound. क्यों? बिकॉज दैट कॉन्शियसनेस हैज सबसाइडेड एंड अटैचमेंट हैज टेकन इट्स प्लेस। समझ में आया? और वैसे हिंदी का शब्द क्या है? अगर मैं वही गम को हिंदी में बोलूं तो गम का मतलब होता है सैडनेस। जब गम एक बीज मंत्र था, ये गम गम क्यों बन गया? रादर देन सैडनेस, ये जो शब्द है गम, इट एब्सोल्युटली परफेक्टली फिट्स इन इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज, चिपकाने वाला चीज, द वन दैट फिक्सेस, है ना वो गम। देन यू विल रियलाइज गम गम देता है, क्योंकि उसके बाद घ आएगा, है ना। जहां चिपक गए वहां दर्द शुरू, है ना। वही तो गौतम बुद्ध कहते हैं कि अटैचमेंट इज द सोर्स ऑफ ऑल योर पेन एंड सॉरो। तो जहां गम बन के चिपके वहां गम शुरू, क्योंकि ग के बाद घ आएगा ही आएगा। शैल आई कंटिन्यू? तो गम है तो गम भी है। सो व्हाट इज द सीक्रेट हियर? बिकॉज यू अटैच्ड देयर, it created that, because that attachment became your comfort zone, that attachment became my identity, that identity is all the forms of this gum. Either it can attach me or it can take me home, because everything that you call as love in this physical world is actually gum, the binding force of creation. It makes you care and it makes you suffer as well. Yes or yes. That's what I say. Until you realize how the things are binding you, you cannot open up that space where you are free again. Are you liking it or disliking it? As I said, if you are liking and disliking it, that means आप अभी भी क में हो। क ने आपको बांध रखा है, you are still bound in that boundary, that's you feel like this way. That's why you feel that. समय हो गया है, but can I continue for a little more time? Because what if I just left you with gum? मतलब चिपका दिया और छोड़ दिया आपको. I just attached you to something and left you like that. Like what would happen? Like till I come, you will be hanging somewhere in oblivion most probably. तो पेंडुलम की घड़ी की कांटे की तरह इधर और उधर, और कहीं नहीं जाएगा, बस उधर से इधर. And more dangerous if I said that. है ना? So understanding this, like you suffer, I just don't say like you suffer not because you love. Let me give this revelation, because जब मैंने ये कह दिया कि the binding force, it makes you care and it makes you suffer. When you care, it makes you suffer. But you suffer not because you love, but because you don't know that love is the mother's gravity pulling you back home. आपने प्रेम संसार से कर लिया और इसके दुख के भागी बन गए, वही प्रेम उस दिव्यता के साथ जोड़ दो, वो घर ले जाएगा. संसार के साथ चिपक जाओ, you attach to the world, you experience all the pain of the world. You attach to yourself to the divinity, now you experience everything that is divine. So is it good or bad? ना गुड़ है ना चीनी है, जिधर लगाते वही काम करता है. As simple as that. So where are you putting that gum now? क्या कहते हो सुनील जी? अब से वो गम किधर चिपकेगा? It's all up to you. बस जैसे ऐसे कहा, बस वैसे ही वो ऐसे है जैसे भी है, सब वही है। इसीलिए कहते हैं लत होनी चाहिए, गलत नहीं होनी चाहिए। लत होनी चाहिए, लत सबको होनी चाहिए, लेकिन गलत लत नहीं होनी चाहिए। मीन्स यू शुड हैव अ अटैचमेंट टू समथिंग, बट नॉट द रॉन्ग वंस, नॉट विद द रॉन्ग वंस। अच्छा है कम से कम आपका गम अभी कहीं और चिपका हुआ है, और सब बैठ के राधे राधे, शिवा शिवा, यही करते रहते हो। तो इसका मतलब ये हो चुका है कि उधर वाला चीज अब इधर चिपक चुका है। सी somehow or other you have to stick to somewhere. You cannot go without sticking. The sticking with the divine is much better, right? That's what we are going through now. That's where now comes the ram, that's the thunder of revelation. When the mother holds too tightly, the fire must roar. This is Bhairava, the thunder within you that says, enough of lie, break me free. आप अगर अपने बच्चों को बहुत टाइट करके रखोगे, डोंट दे रिवोल्ट बैक? छोड़ दो। जब हम बच्चे थे, जब हमको पूरा पकड़ के रखा गया था, वी फील लाइक वी आर सो सेंट, ओनली आवर चिल्ड्रंस आर नॉट लिसनिंग टू अस। व्हाट अबाउट यू? आस्क योर मॉम, शी विल टेल यू, narrate you the stories might be. And all the moms here, those who think, oh my kid, then ask your moms. Go back your childhood and you will realize what drama you did. Were you listening everything? No. I am free not to listen, but my kids are bound to listen to me. Who gave you that contract? They signed it? Nahi na? That's what I exactly say. We discount our own selves. And then we say, मेरा बात नहीं सुन रहा। आप सुने थे? If I start complaining, you know what would happen? बोला 5 साल से बैठ के 2600 घंटे में 2600 hours of recording. Still people are there. How bad way I am teaching, that's what I think at times. मतलब कितना गलत तरीके से सिखा रहा हूं कि लोगों को समझ ही नहीं आ रहा। But did you find me sad in that space? No, I won't be. मुझे ना ग में रहना है ना घ में रहना है, क्योंकि गम गम देगा, जो समझ गया वो मुक्त होगा। So now continuing with that, like the moment you say enough is enough, I want to break it down. Like, जीवन ऐसे नहीं चलना चाहिए. Then what you say, you disappear from this world. You just break yourself from this world and you connect back to this divinity. And then you start walking on that path of what you call a spirituality, or the path of the divinity. Because every crisis that comes into your life, every loss, every sudden awakening that happens within you, अचानक से आप बहुत खुश थे और अचानक से something happens and you say, oh my God, what is this? It is gham at work. समझ जाना कि अटैचमेंट बड़ा जोर का है और कोई उसे तोड़ने आ गया है. Someone is here to break that. And that very moment, the fire that burns, it actually burns all your false identities that you have been carrying within you. It's like your fake strength that you thought is being burnt. It's about like the borrowed belief that you have borrowed all through your life and kept it with you. Those are all being burnt. When your relationships break, when your dreams collapse, when your illusions burn, we think we are being punished. हमें लगता है कि कोई दंड दे रहा है, कोई दंड मिल रहा है. But what if I say you are not being punished? You are being purified. What would you say? जब एक सोने को लेके जौहरी आग में डाल देता है, क्या हो रहा है? गोल्ड खराब हो रहा है, खरा हो रहा है. तो आप खराब हो सकते हो या खरा हो सकते हो. बस वो ब का ही डिफरेंस रह जाता है. ब क्या है? बहस. So now when you are looking at these aspects of it, that when everything is collapsing, never ever, even in your deepest of the thought, bring the idea that you are being punished here. Always choose that this is actually purifying me. Because every destruction in your life was never an accident. It might sound very tough, but it was the shabda, the sound of the Bhairav, the gum, which is cleansing the illusions you were attached through the gum. जो आपने सब चीजों को पकड़ रखा था ना, वो सारे चीजों को तोड़ने की कोशिश कर रहा है. Will it destroy it? No, it will detach it. There is a difference between destruction and detachment. Are you getting what I'm saying? आपको लगा था he's destroying. No, it's not destroying. It's simply detaching, not destroying. कितने बार ऐसा हुआ होगा कि लाइक इट इज होल्डिंग यू होल्डिंग यू होल्डिंग यू होल्डिंग यू टू द लास्ट मोमेंट, जब आपको लगता है कि मेरा हाथ अब रहेगा नहीं, छूटने ही वाला है, मैं गिरने ही वाला, वो तभी पकड़ लेता है. दैट लास्ट मोमेंट एंड ही पुल्स यू अप. वाज ही डिस्ट्रॉइंग यू? नो, he was not. Never. It's only thing is detachment. He was detaching you from your fear of falling. जब आपको लगा कि मेरा हाथ छूटने वाला है और मैं गिरने वाला हूं, that very moment he caught you up, saying that you were unnecessarily living in that fear because you always forgot I was there to hold you. Only in your leaving that he caught you. समझ आया? It's not destruction, it's detachment. The moment you leave this, he catches you. Because माँ है ना, उससे पहले वो क्या कहती है? Again, if you forgot what gha is, you forgot what was the previous word. Ga. Ga क्या है? मातृ शक्ति है. तो घ जब तोड़ेगा तो ग पकड़ लेगा. Can you see again it's going back home? इधर से चलोगे तो लगेगा सब कुछ छूट रहा है, इधर से उल्टा चलोगे तो लगेगा सब कुछ जुड़ रहा है. That's the beauty of matrikas. Do you have time? Okay. So ka kha ga gha and as of the here, just before just completing this gha, you will come to know, if you are aware, that gham is the sound that follows every heartbreak, every failure, every death. But if you listen carefully, beneath that thunder is a laughter. The laughter of the Bhairava, freeing you of everything that you have been holding tightly to your own self. It's not breaking, it's freeing. Again, there is a difference between breaking and freeing. I can break the cage and free the bird. What's the difference? Did you understand? Similarly, when you look at the situations of your life, you think it is breaking you. No, it is breaking the cage of attachment and freeing you. समझ आया? So what is all happening in your life? What is that? Now you choose to be free, not to be broken. And that's where it takes courage to even listen to the sound of Bhairava. Because when it is breaking and freeing, it is still laughing. Just like if you found a bird which has been bounded in a cage for a long time, and today you decide to break it, will you cry? Or you will feel happy that I am breaking that cage to free that bird? And in that moment, you will laugh, and that's where Bhairava laughs. You saw like how powerful these things can be in our lives. And we are living that every single moment, but forgotten everything. Now comes the Mwa or the Nwam, the serpent of memory. You will realize like when all the fires will cool down, the serpent will arise. Mwa is what you call as the intuition that you have. It's like a deja vu. It's like a dream. It's like instinct that you have. From where this is coming from? This is coming from the memory of lifetimes sleeping inside your spine. When I say spine, I'm indicating to the Kundalini. The reason why you are drawn to some people and are repelled by others, the reason certain places feel sacred and some places feel suffocating, it's not coincidence. It's numb. It's an echo. It's the echo from the ancient remembrance of your experience with that being, with that place, with that person, with that thing, with that situation, with that circumstances. And that's why immediately the moment you go there, you feel good or you feel suffocated. Yes or no? ऐसा क्यों? क्योंकि वो सारी बुद्धि आपके अंदर अभी भी है. क्यों है? क्योंकि मैंने बांध रखा है. आपने क्यों बांध रखा है? क्योंकि अटैचमेंट है. कैसे मुक्त हो गए? उल्टा चलो. जब मैं अपने घर से बाहर की तरफ चला, when I started walking out of my home and I started walking to a direction, if I just rotate and walk the same direction, will it come back home or not? वही बता रहे हैं आपको. That's exactly what I'm saying. You walked in a way, now you can walk back home. And then when all these memories are sitting within you, that becomes a day, a remembrance, a emotion, a feeling. When you go to somewhere, you feel that, you experience those things, right? And that's why you feel good with some people and you feel to run away from that place. But here, if you really want to know something deeper, if I say, this should like shock you up. What if I say you are not living your life? तो बोलोगे then कर क्या रहा हूं मैं? When I'm taking breath, look at me, I'm feeling all these things. I'm living. And then I would say, no, you are not living. And then if it shocks you, then I will add to that. Because I say you are not living your life. You are only remembering it. कल क्या हुआ था, परसों क्या हुआ था, कल क्या होगा, परसों क्या होगा, इसके बाद क्या होगा, उसके बाद क्या होगा, कब जिए ये बताओ. When you were lost in thoughts, were you living your life or you are just remembering and recalling your life? क्या है सच में? Now tell me, how many of you are living your life? That would shock you. कि मैं यहां आराम से बैठा हूं, लेकिन अभी भी मेरे विचार कल के, परसों के, आगे के, पीछे के, उसके, इसके, किस किस के. एंड आई से आई एम लिविंग. कहा? वेयर? Never here, always there. And if the experiencer of it is not present to the present that is provided to it, how can it experience that present? Wonderful play of words, isn't it, Dhavalji? But that's how शब्द कमजोर है, लेकिन शब्दों को मजबूत किया जा सकता है ना? So from this day on, at least when you go and you sit and meditate, be in this moment. When you are sitting, sit there and say, okay, so I'm sitting here, what's all happening all around me? Let me see this. Do you remember in the 9-day process, I used to say, there is a process, you will walk and I say, okay, stop somewhere, and suddenly stop and watch what is all happening all around you. Then look into yourself, what is happening within you. When you pause, you see what's happening in this moment. Or else you are always running towards the future or in the past. समझ में आया? So if I said you are not living your life, was it wrong? Or you realize that actually, yes, you caught us in the right space. Good. मैंने कहा था ना, आज आप चोर मैं पुलिस. So we have chosen this drama today. Then every choice you make was already whispered into your cells by warm. आप बोलेगे ऐसा क्यों? बोला जब हम राजी हुए कि हम ये गेम खेलेंगे, when we decided we are going to play this game, rules were set. And you play by the rules. But the thing is, rules were set for the game. And if you don't play the game, rules don't apply. The same thing binds you, the same thing frees you. Nam or Vam is the sound of the serpent that is breathing beneath your consciousness. It remembers everything you have ever been, and quietly it keeps on rotating all that back toward the past and then throws you into the future. And also, it gives you an opportunity. It gives you a reminder to realize that, do you remember what you came here to finish this time, not to start? इस बार तू यहां क्या खत्म करने आया है वो भी याद है उसे, अगर आप याद कर पाओ तो. There is a beautiful song in Hindi that says, नाम गुम जाएगा, चेहरा ये बदल जाएगा, मेरी आवाज ही पहचान है, घर याद रहे. What did it said? It says the name will disappear. नाम गुम जाएगा, चेहरा ये बदल जाएगा. This appearance will change. The only thing that will be remained is मेरी आवाज ही पहचाने. The sound, the primordial sound is only the sound. It can take you home if you remember it. Can you see a song that was written in a romanticized thought can also become a realization to take you back home? Now tell me, where is divinity not? किस चीज में नहीं है, किस कण में नहीं है, किस गाने में नहीं है, किस शब्द में नहीं है? In every aspect of it, it is there. And then it remembers everything you have ever been. And it also remembers and always invokes you. Do you remember why you came here? And now, when you have heard all of these 5, listen to it very carefully, oh dear divine souls. When you say come, kham, gum, gham, wam, come, kham, gum, gham, wam, come, kham, gum, gham, wam, they are no more the 5 letters that you have seen it till now. Now each one carries a depth of creation in it. And always remember, they are not just the 5 recurring experiences of the soul. Rather, it is appearing as if they are experiences that are continuously recurring within you again and again and again. Remember, you are not random. Your life is a repetition of these 5 cosmic sounds, but you have the power to break through and go back home. Because you see how these 5 elements have, like the 5 alphabets have been running the show. Every time somebody takes a birth, every time you are born, it is come. Every time you dream, it's come. Every time you love, it is gum. Every time you lose, it is gum. Every time you awaken, it's wam. So they hold the entire secret out there, might be. Because this cycle has been repeating since the first dawn of creation within you. Just to remind you before I close, you are not moving through life. Life is moving through you, chanting its own Matrika. Come was your first cry. Come is your every breath. Ram is your heartbeat. Ram is your struggle. Nam is your soul remembering. And as a final word, I will tell, you are not learning these sounds today. They are learning you again. Who you are, who your truth is, how you bound yourself from that infiniteness to this finiteness, how you, even without your knowledge, have created all this. Because the same things that we say, the Ka Varga also reminds us how to go ahead, how to go back home is very simple. Begin with silence as the a pure consciousness. Let the Ka emerge, the first pulse of existence. Expand the Ka, awareness becomes the space. Ground with the Ga, Shakti forming the womb of creation. Burn the Gha, Bhairava awakens through the fire energy. And rest with Va, the serpent coiled in memory beneath time. And then when you sit and chant this mantra as Kam Kham Gam Gham Nam Kam Kham Gam Gham Vam Kam Kham Gam Gham Vam, as you chant, Feel yourself moving from stillness to sound, from sound to vibration, and from vibration to creation. And once this entire circle is completed and it returns back to home, you will realize the full cycle of Shiva and Shakti's Leela, the cosmic dance of Shiva and Shakti. And that's where I say, if you understood all these things, if you realized all that, I believe this day it has given you the knowledge of the world, how you have been reacting to certain things, and how you can be free of it as well. The only thing can make you sad and sorrow is the boundary that you will create, the attachments that you have. And if you can actually break it down, remembering you are not thrown to suffer, you are brought here to realize, that day you will see the boundary. We'll draw a small little line from that bending curve towards that ending of the line, and then you become infinite with the dance of Shiva and Shakti. It's like the infinite loop of breath going in and coming in, going out, coming in, going out, coming in. That becomes the Leela, the dance of Shiva within you. Now, what did you learn today? गम है तो गम होगा. So there was this meditation, but that meditation, I just don't want to rush through that. So might be the next session when we start with the meditation itself. Okay? क्योंकि सब अभी कम में बंधे हुए हैं और कम से काम है. वही आकार है उसमें. कम में शक्ति का आकार लग जाए तो काम हो जाता है, फिर सबको काम पे जाना ही है. We all have to work somehow, somewhere. People are waiting for us, might be. है ना? So with this, I would like to give a break to my words. And I strongly believe I was able to bring some light in your life. I know I at times draw shades of darkness also. But if you are a master artist, you should know the play of light and shadow. The one who knows how to play with light and shadow, he creates the best image. And now I have given that to you. You can live your life thinking of the shadows of your life. Or you can take the brush and paint the white and the darkness together to see the combination that creates the best of the image that you can create ever. All the colors are within you. Go dip into that and draw a beautiful life that you can. Rather, I say, drawing a beautiful life, draw a line towards your home back. With this, see you again in your question and answer sessions. And I believe this was something good that happened today. I would love to hear your stories. I'll be waiting for your messages to see what the Matrikas did to you. What was your experience with them today? And may these Matrikas, those who have started from nothingness, taking you into the world further, also become the staircase to take you back home.